Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate you taking a few minutes out of your day to be here. Now, if you are thinking about selling your home anytime soon, there is one mistake I'm seeing more and more people making lately, and the fallout from it, it can cost you time, money, and a whole lot of unnecessary stress. The mistake? Well, we're talking about overpricing your home, even in today's shifting market. And listen, friends, I get it. You've seen your neighbor's house sell for a fortune. You've made updates that you're really proud about. And emotionally, your home might feel like it's worth more than what buyers are willing to pay. But here is the thing. The market doesn't care about emotions. It cares about data, trends, and buyer demand. And right now, the data is showing something really, really important. Sellers who don't price correctly from the start are getting hit hard. Homes are sitting longer, price cuts are becoming norm, and even the pros, listing agents and economists are waving red flags all over the place. So don't just take my word for it. Let's look at what is really happening out there and what it means for you as a seller. So let's break things all down. Actually, let's start with the big picture. A new report from Realtor.com says more and more home sellers are entering the market with sky-high expectations. But those expectations really aren't lining up with what buyers are actually willing to pay. And when this happens, homes sit, offers don't come in, and sellers are eventually forced to slash the prices just to stay in the game. In fact, in April, the share of listings with price reductions hit a multi-year high, meaning more sellers than ever have had to come down from their original number just to get attention. And this isn't just happening in one or two regions. Nearly every state has seen an increase in price reductions over the past year, with a trend especially noticeable in the South and the West. The bottom line is, across the country, sellers are missing the mark and the market is responding. But here's what is really wild with this. Despite all of this, despite more homes being marked down and buyers being extra cautious with interest rates where they are, 81% of home sellers in March Realtor.com survey still said they had expectations to get their asking price or even higher. Let that sink in for a minute. In a market where price cuts are becoming the norm, the vast majority of sellers still believe that they're going to hit jackpot. And that is some serious confidence, or maybe a little wishful thinking on top of that. But as Daniel Hale, who's the chief economist at Realtor.com, puts it, the rising share of price reductions suggests that a lot of sellers are anchored to prices that aren't realistic in today's housing market. Today's sellers would be wise to listen to the feedback they are getting from the market. And that's the key right there, listening to the market. Because the longer you ignore it, the more likely you're going to end up chasing price down instead of driving the deal home. So why are sellers overshooting? Well, there's a variety of reasons, and it really boils down to a big reason is that many bought their homes during the COVID era boom, when bidding wars were common and prices were climbing fast. And now that the market is shifting, we're seeing flat or softening prices in many areas, especially in the South or the West. But the pandemic era mindset, it still lingers. Even routine cosmetic updates, new paint, molding, or fixtures are often mistaken as reasons to tack on a $20,000 listing price. As Tony Zarhami with Keller Williams in Sarasota puts it, they very much think that their property is better than everyone else's. On HGTV, when you landscape and paint, you added 20 grand to your list price, right? But that's not the way our market is. And she's right about this. Not all upgrades add value. A pool or a lakefront view, yeah, sure. But swapping out light fixtures, yeah, probably not. Now here's where things start to go downhill. When you overprice your home, it often just sits on the market longer than it should. And when homes sit, it becomes what agents call a stale listing. And that's when buyers start to wonder, why hasn't it sold yet? What's wrong with it? Stale listings can raise red flags with buyers who might fear that there's something wrong with it. As Wayne Curtis, a real estate agent with Sotheby's Realty, puts it, once the days in the market start to climb, the general question out there really becomes what is wrong with it? And that is not something sellers want attached to their property. And the number of stale listings, it's increasing. Nationally, homes typically spend 50 days on the market last month. That is 4 days more than a year ago, and the longest median time in the market for the month of April since back in 2020. And here's the kicker. If a home sits too long, sellers often end up chasing the price down, dropping it a little by a little, trying to catch up to where the market really is. And as Brian Steffens, a real estate agent in Lakeland, Florida, explains it, if you overprice your home, it's going to sit on the market, it's going to get stale, and then you're going to be chasing the price down to what the market's willing to pay for it. Some agents, like Steffens, say if a seller's expectations are just too far off, they're actually walking away from the listing entirely. And sellers are starting to feel the sting. On Reddit, you'll find more and more posts like this one. I'm a seller who overpriced my home and learned the hard way. It's fully remodeled and I originally priced it way too high, about $100,000 above break even because I had unrealistic expectations. And another one wrote, my husband dismissed all 3 agents' recommendations. He insisted our house was worth 25% more. I just want it sold, but I can't talk any sense in him. And then there is this one. I offered a price lower than what they were asking, but similar to other homes in the neighborhood. Not only did they deny my offer, but the agent made a snobby remark to mine like, how dare you offer lower? 4 months later, they sold the house for the exact same price I had offered. If your pricing strategy is based on emotion, not data, you risk your listing becoming a cautionary tale. So what's the takeaway with this? If you're selling your home right now, friends, be realistic, trust your agent, look at comparable sales, and most importantly, listen to the market. Like Daniel Hale said, even if you adjust your expectations, you're still likely going to walk away with a solid gain, especially if you bought years ago. But if you shoot for the moon, you could end up chasing the price down, watching buyers walk away and wondering what the heck went wrong. So have you seen overpriced homes in your neighborhood lately? Let's chat below. Friends, I always love hearing from you guys. Now, if you're thinking about selling, just remember the market doesn't respond to what we hope our homes are worth. It responds to what buyers are willing to pay right now. And look, I've called California home for the better part of 30 years. If you want honest, accurate pricing and a strategy that actually works, friends, I'm here to help. So whether you're just starting to think about selling or your home's been sitting a little longer than you've expected, let's talk, give me a shout. And that is all I have. If you found this video helpful, do me a favor, hit that like button down below. It really does help with the whole YouTube algorithm. Drop me a comment and don't forget, subscribe for more real world real estate advice that actually helps. With that said, that's all I have here for you today. So I will see you in the next video.